Hi everybody and welcome. I'm just driving around here on a Sunday looking at the storm damage at night because I'm kind of a night owl and it's hard to do this stuff during the day when you're stopping in the road and everything. But I got some pretty good footage. That was just a pine tree that was down and we lost a lot of pines. There's another one and another one. Um, so that tree came down and they were cleaning it up. And then this place, this is a big old tree. I'm not sure what kind. I think it's a white oak. Um, and I didn't even look at the leaves, but I looked at the bark and I think that's a white oak tree, but that was an old tree that fell and well just came uprooted. You could see the root ball and it made a complete mess in the road. And this is in the St. Matthews area, right around the corner. And these poor people are on a generator, and this tree knocked the power lines down. You can see those power lines. They had a security guard with lights on sitting there for like 2 days. This happened Friday, and this is Sunday. I'm driving around. But a lot of these trees hit power lines. There's one in the Frankfurt Avenue area right off the road. This is right by Patrick's Bar off Frankfurt Avenue. And I don't know if you can tell, but this tree is tangled up in the power lines too, and it just blew over by the whole root ball, and it took down the power lines, and I mean, that is a big tree in that front yard. This is just what the ground looks like everywhere. I just tried to show all through that area, the ground is just littered with debris, and here's a light pole that fell over in a tree, and the LG&E guy was here right then. You might have heard him talk, but he said they still have like 5,000 reports of outages. And this poor guy's house, that is a big old tree. And again, I'm not sure what kind it was. I didn't get close to it. But it hit his house. And it's hard to tell how big that tree is. But I mean, I couldn't even wrap my arms around that. And this is right down the street from that same tree. Another power line you can see is down. And that's a willow tree and a pine tree again. And I actually took a chunk of that willow wood to add to my collection of firewood and burn a little willow, so I'll do a video of splitting that coming up. But here's another picture of that poor guy's house. He was outside last weekend surveying all the damage, and that is a big tree, and it hit his roof and may have hit his window, I'm not sure. But he's got some damage and a lot of cleanup. I mean, just a tree service to get that out of there is going to be expensive. But here we are as a common sight. This is in front of Oxmoor Mall, one of the most busy areas in the town. The traffic light is still out on Sunday, and the west end of Louisville was all out all weekend. They're probably still out. The traffic lights are out, the houses are out. There's another pine tree, and then here's another area down further off Shelbyville Road. This tree was in the road all weekend. They just got it cleared today. But this whole road was closed all weekend, and that tree was completely across the road, so it was impassable. Here's another house in the St. Matthews, Frankfurt Avenue area, and another pine tree. I'm telling you, pines were everywhere. I didn't even know we had this much pine in Louisville. They just grow in little clusters. And I've actually been looking for them because I want to mulch my yard with pine straw, and I can't find any of them. And there's not large enough areas to get a bunch of pine straw. But that was a big pine tree, and here it is from the other angle, and that's going to be a mess. It's kind of hard to tell just how big of a tangle that is, but that's a pretty big mess. And this is Lexington Road. There was 3 pine trees down in a row. Again, pine or some type of evergreen. I think they were pine. But here's another one right down the street. I mean, it was just like boom, boom, boom. And I drove by Friday night when they were just getting ready to start cutting them. Here's another stoplight that's out in that area. And again, pine tree down in someone's business / backyard. I don't know who's going to pay for that, the homeowner or what, but it's going to be a mess. But one good thing that came out of this is I was searching around, and these people had this firewood outside their house, and I took a big load of this in my truck was like a puzzle, and I got almost 2 face cords. That's kind of the smaller stuff. I was making this video to ask my friend if he wanted some for his fire pit, but there was a lot of larger stuff too, and that's just perfect fire pit wood for later this year. You can see down there there's larger stuff, and there's that big piece. So I helped them clean up their yard and haul that out, and I'm going to get a bunch of firewood, and I'll show some content on that later and show how much I got out of it. Um, and do some videos with me splitting it and finish bucking it up and everything, and you'll be able to see more. But thanks for watching, and that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the sights.